So you want to connect Postman to Salesforce to investigate the incredibly rich library of Salesforce APIs. Well, here's a way to get up and running quickly. First up, you need to go to Setup, search for cores, click cores, add 2 entries, one for *.postman.co and another entry for *.postman.com. With that done, go to Postman. We'll create a new workspace. We'll call it Salesforce Workspace, Personal, Create Workspace. All right. Now, Salesforce has a collection that's available to us all. So let's just use that instead of trying to recreate it. So we can find it by going into Explore. We will search for Salesforce Platform APIs, click it. And we want to fork this collection. 2 ways to do it. You can click here, or we can hover the 3 dots and select Create a Fork. We'll call it Salesforce API Fork. We'll put it in the new workspace we just created. And because it's maintained by a third party, if you want to receive updates or notifications when it changes, make sure you have this checked. Then click Fork. Okay, so we've got that forked. We'll go back to our workspace we just created. And here's the collection that we just forked. If we click on it, we come to the overview and the authorization tab. Make sure to select that, scroll to the bottom, click Get New Access Token. Now, I'm already logged into a Trailhead Playground, which is what I'm going to connect to. So this is me, I'm going to click Allow. If it wasn't me, I could click Not Me, and then it will force you to log in. Okay, we go back, proceed. Okay, so it gives us the details. Important information here is make sure to select and copy this instance URL. So copy this, click Use Token, go to the Variables tab. Scroll down to the Endpoints variable, and the URL, the instance URL you just copied, let's paste that here and then save it. Now, these variables are very important. They will be injected by Postman into the endpoints that we're going to use over here. So let's go see one as an example. Let's go to bulk version 2. Let's run a query. Select ID name from accounts with no variable, comma. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's click send. Well, let's see, send. Great. Okay, so we just submitted the job for the query. Now let's get some information about that job. So we'll click here, we'll run. And this is giving us information for job AZWLAAQ. However, on the job we just created, that's not the same. Okay, and the reason why that's not the same is there's a bug in this. Now, on the query where you created, on the endpoint where you created the job, there are tests included. And when this test runs, so after the response comes back, these tests are run. And what it's doing is it's setting a variable called ID. But in the URL, it's expecting job ID, not just ID. So I'm going to copy this, go back to create job query. I'm going to set the test and then have it update the correct URL, the correct variable. Click save, and then we'll run this again. So again, we've got select ID from ID, name from account. Click send. We have B140 AAA. Now if we go to get job info query, we hover on this, you'll notice that it's B140 AAA. So that looks correct. Okay. And you'll see that there are 14 records there. We can now retrieve, actually pull down the results. So if we come here, again, it injects the job ID. And if we click send, here's the information. And if we go to the org, we can see, let's refresh. "14 records." So that's it. Quick way to get up and going. Do explore the other requests in this collection. All right, for example, REST, list views here, and then you put the object account, send, and you've got all the list views for that account. One final thing to note is, do notice that all the requests in this collection have inherited, which makes interacting with the Salesforce system or your org very, very easy, okay? Because it will just inherit the authorization from the parent. Okay, that's it. Finally, take care. Bye-bye.